The best way to demonstrate this is in the voices of the students at my school and some of their teachers. So here's a short little video to demonstrate that.
So I'm in grade 12 and my study journey's been pretty good. It's been pretty big this year, a lot more study involved to try and get my grades higher up.
I've been studying the most in maths because that's where I think I'm going to succeed the most.
I'm actually a very organised person. I use my school diary a lot and I usually like to get my assignments done as soon as I'm given them, so I'm not like stressed the day before they're due.
I don't know, if I have like work, I'll come home after and I'll try and get in like half an hour or an hour of study just to make sure I stay on top of it all.
So I do arts, I do sciences and I do legal, so my study habits have to be very varied.
Well, when it was introduced to the school, I thought like it sounded cool and it'd be a good way to improve my writing.
So we actually had a few people come in and do a talk with us, and they first showed us a bit about the program, and so I thought, well, why not give it a try? And I think from there the positive just advice I got from it is what made me want to go back again.
When I got my first English assignment, well, my first assignment of year 11, I was like, oh God. And I was like, okay, well, I can use Studiosity because this guide told me about it, and I was like, oh, actually it will probably help because they can go through all my grammar mistakes. So I handed in my draft, I got my draft back, and then I submitted it to Studiosity, and things that my teacher didn't pick up on, Studiosity picked up on. So it really helped me get that extra bit of feedback.
I've used the online chat as well as handing in feedback. I use the online chat a lot more for my math questions and chemistry, which is there and then for my English and law, because you need, like I write 8,000 word essays, I need a lot of help with my punctuation, looking over my sentence structures and stuff like that.
I've used the writing feedback, so you send in your assignment and somebody like drafts it and then they give it back to you.
So usually I'll get my document within like 6 to 12 hours of handing it in, and then it comes up with a lot of constructive feedback.
Well, you can like click multiple options whether you want them to look at your grammar or like the structure of your work or referencing, and they usually help you in all that.
I use it probably in the afternoons when I get home from school. I'll just like send in a document if I have one, and then I usually get my feedback either that night sometimes or maybe the next morning, so then I can have it for class that next day to edit. And
I was stuck with a maths problem, so I went onto Studiosity and tried Connect Live, and they really helped me.
I use it more on my laptop because I've got more on I like to have, I don't know, more keys, easier to type and draw and stuff. And basically you just click live chat, and then the person on the other end of the live chat pops up and they send you like a little text message basically, and you're able to send them photos. There's a drawing board on there as well, so you can write or draw your questions.
So basically you just go into Studiosity and you pick which subject you're working on, and then someone who like is good in that subject will connect with you, and you can just talk to them about your problem and they can help you.
I'm a senior maths teacher, and some of my year 12s have said they love using Studiosity. It helps them if they're studying at night. They don't have to wait till class, they can submit a question.
And you're stuck late night and you're not able to, email your teachers all the time late night, or if you've got, a math test the next day, but then you've realised, oh, I don't know how to do this question. It's been very good being able to have that advice basically whenever you need. And it's also really good in how they explain it, because if your teacher explains it in a way you don't understand, the tutors actually will help explain it in another way, which helps adapt to your learning style and help you understand better.
Well, I just talked to the person on the other end, and they just took me through step by step on how to solve the problem, and it was really quick. I actually went through pretty quickly, yeah.
They're really friendly and they introduce themselves straight away, so basically you know that they're there just to help you. They just want, and it's not something like, it's no waste of time. They're usually 20-minute sessions.
I think the longest I've had to wait is 20 minutes.
So they won't ever give you an answer or say this is how you, like this is exactly how you do it. They are really clever in helping you understand by yourself.
No, they didn't give me the answer, they showed me how to get the answer.
Like last year we didn't have Studiosity. Whenever I was stuck on a question, you know, you might message a mate, but then they're out and you just didn't know what to do and you just stopped. Whether now that you can actually progress forward and you feel that you're confident enough to keep on moving on to the harder questions once you overcome the little tiny mistakes or challenges that you face.
If I'm still stressed about the quality of the assignment a few days before and I don't have time to go to a teacher or something, I can submit it through there and then they can help me with it more.
Big confidence booster, especially when you know you're doing your study right.
Makes me feel more confident in my work, and I definitely feel like my grades have improved because of it. So yeah, I used to be sitting on like C's, but I feel like because it's bumped up my grammar and like my spelling and that's it's improved me to get B's in that now.
To think that there's always going to be someone there to help me with whatever I need has really, you know, make me less stressed, and I feel like, yeah, I will be supported if I just go on there and ask for help with a problem.